And welcome back to another episode of Sanctum of Stability. We just left off with the party taking care of a cult for the Shadow. That was... I'll be honest, I had that boss battle planned for since session 3, and few choices the group had made, made the boss battle obsolete.
It had to die.
Yeah, that's what you did to them. You didn't evaporate them. Yes, so you guys are also given a bit of a quest to go to the... What was that?
My dog's squeaking a toy.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you guys were being sent to the Wood Elf sort of nation, where a lot of the Wood Elves and Fae and that seem to live, at least the ones on this side of the plane. Because on the other side of the planar divide, it seems like, at least with rumors and legends, that the more powerful Fae stayed. Now this is just rumors and conjecture, because nobody's been there in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but you guys also have some time to kind of prep before going there, whether it's in the town that the Belmonts are, or, well, back at the Sanctum, or back at your respective hometowns.
right. So, Victor was going to spend a couple of days just kind of hanging out with the Belmonts after all of that went down and just kind of relaxing before going home. He had wanted to kind of catch up with his uncle, make sure that nobody's destroyed everything back at the archive. Just kind of see what's going on.
What's everyone else going to do? Because I might have scenes for each one of you. I just want to give you guys a chance to sit here and say what you're going to do. Anyone else? Axel, if you're talking, you're muted.
I am muted. I'm doing a great job. It's all good. I noticed I was muted when it didn't seem like you were hearing me to begin with. I definitely want to go into the Belmont Keep, check the library for any type of spellbooks, because, hey, we're monster slayers. That doesn't mean we don't gather spellbooks from things that might have had spells. So, figured there might be some things I might know or be able to learn inside of the Belmont Library that might be useful to me. And I also have the thing that I talked to you that I wanted to hit up on. And a third non-important, or sort of important thing that I'll hit randomly.
That you'll hit randomly.
Yep. I am going to, preferably while alone and no one else is around, Azeroth will pull out his card with his pocket patron on it, look down at the card and go, "Do you want to go on a date? Preferably with Alina or Stella?" There's this lovely little tavern where you fit right in.
Yeah.
We'll come to that in a minute.
Hey, I live on being chaotic.
Are
So
you
she
trying to
hangs
hook
around.
your patron up with Stella at this point? Is that what's going on?
No. He just wants to include his wife and his mistress. Don't ask him to clarify who's who.
I don't think we're asking who's who. We're asking who's the top and who's the bottom.
I think,
The answer is yes.
I think the really old vampire lady kind of comes up on top.
Debatable.
She gets what she wants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I was thinking about that. Went, oh, that's a really fun idea. I'm like, she likes his chaotic side, so I can see that being a thing in downtime. Asnoth goes on a bender for a little bit.
Is this before or after the thing you asked me about?
It depends on how long that thing takes.
Probably wouldn't take too long, so...
Maybe after.
Okay.
Because I could see that being more chaotic after than before.
Okay.
I want to incite violence.
Incite violence.
All you had to do was ask.
Right?
Okay, Stella, what are your plans during the downtime before heading out?
It's like weapon maintenance, and I think I might write home to my mother. Just let her know I'm okay.
Speaking
And
of, Stella, do I know your mom? Perchance.
It's possible.
The reason I ask is I was thinking on getting a spell that's like sending or something like that.
Yeah.
And that would be extremely useful.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you probably do know her.
And now, Echo, what is Luther going to do during the downtime?
Why can't I find it? If you're talking, you are muted. We can't hear you.
Echo,
Oh, sorry.
Echo?
What was that?
what is Luther going to do during the downtime?
Uh-oh.
He was originally going to ask Axel something at the end of last session.
You were going to ask me why do I help people or something
Yeah, well,
along
no,
those
that's
lines.
no. I knew I was going to ask. I was just questioning on now with what everything's going on. What chaos has incited that might have stopped that? So I was just waiting.
Oh, no, we can sit here and pick up with that.
Okay. Gotcha. I was just kind of waiting until that. Cool.
Anything
So-
else you'll do during the downtime?
No, I think everything going on with him, that's probably his biggest priority is that curiosity, because it's like genuinely bothering him.
Yeah. And how much contact do you think you usually would have with your group?
A reasonable amount.
Okay. So they probably know where you're at?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Now, I'm going to do this fairly fair. I'm going to have each one of you roll 2d10, and we'll start with whoever has the highest roll. We'll go one part by part.
Let's just not roll nothing.
Yep, no bonus.
That's 6.
11. It's 6 and 11 so far. Ooh, detect thoughts would be a good one.
Then
Oh, 15.
9.
What was that? 9? Okay. Okay. So, you said you were going to hang out with the Belmonts, Victor.
Like, I was just gonna kind of hang out with everybody for a couple of days before going home. There's something that he wanted to at least ask Balthazar before he left, if he hadn't left already.
Okay. So we can get to that after the whole Luther thing. Because Luther did have something he wanted to ask at the end of last session, or did you want to wait till after the battle and everyone's patched up to ask that?
I was gonna wait till after everyone's patched up.
Okay. So, you wanted to talk with Balthazar, so we will start with that. Balthazar does seem to spend a little bit of time in town taking care of a few things, and
Victor
he seems to not hang around the Belmont house too much, but he does stop by every once in a while to check on you guys.
Yeah. So Victor finds him and he's like, I have a question. There's something that I feel like I need to learn, but I need to find a long range spell. I keep having to rush into combat, and that's a dumb choice a lot of the time, I'm finding.
When you do find him, you find him at the, I cannot remember what I named that bar. But at basically Zini's little party spot, and he looks over to you a second and looks around the room, seeming to be a little weary of what you're asking in the middle of such a crowd, and it's like, there's not a lot I could help you with myself. I tend to stick with guns and swords, but I'm sure if you ask the host here, he might be able to teach you something.
Alright, thank you. And he buys another round for Balthazar. I'm gonna be honest with you here. The missions we've gone on for you are the first time I've really done anything out in the greater world. I was in that archive almost the whole time. Or home.
Yeah, and with some developments that have been happening, I'll be honest, there's a good reason why we had to grab somebody that's from archives and good around books. Everyone else in the group was You've noticed they're not very much a reading group.
Yeah. Very
Beyond
direct.
beyond that, a few people might have pulled some favors for your uncle, and knowing his predisposition to think that we're up to something, I figure we might as well take care of that.
Yeah. Most of his theories are pretty off base.
Yeah, which is where I'd rather sit here and sweep those under the table and sit here and have him, trying to figure out things that we couldn't even see. So having him sit here and technically get clear us helps out a lot. Sometimes it's the crazy ones that see something that you never see.
Yeah. Either way, I feel like he'll have knowledge for me.
Yeah, I was kind of counting on it.
Because I have this weird feeling in the pit of my stomach about this next mission.
Yeah, it's in your homeland, isn't it?
That's what I'm afraid of. I haven't been back there in a decade and a half.
If you stop by the Sanctum before you leave, I'm sure we can get you some of the debriefings on things that have happened there recently. Try to help you out a little bit with that. I'll try to get that paperwork pushed through for you.
Wait, who should I ask for?
You'll just have to sit here and ask somebody for permission into the archives, and I'll tell them that you're allowed in there. I'll make sure the paperwork's filled out. It's going to be a little bit difficult. I don't know who will be on duty when you get there.
Alright, thank you. Yeah, I'm not really up to too much at the moment, but I'll leave you to your thoughts.
Yeah, and maybe Zini will have a little bit of something that he can teach you.
And I'll
Guys
ask about
always
him.
got tricks.
I'll ask about him. He holds out a hand to kind of shake his hand and thank him for the information.
Balthazar shakes his hand back and goes back to sipping his drink and listening to the music and watching the crowd.
Victor kind of goes back to kind of the edges of the room, looking for Zanny or Zinny, and
After a few moments, you do see the little satyr seeming to move around. It seems like he was either contacted or something, but he stands at a set of stairs going up towards a room and looks over to where you're standing and seems to give you a signal to come over.
he nods and follows, going up into his office or wherever he's leading me.
So he's going to lead you up into an office that has mirrors all around and a large mirrored ball. We would see it as a disco ball. But in this world, the disco hasn't started yet. So, and he just kind of stands there in the middle of the room as you enter. And it's like, so Balthazar is saying you need to learn a few things?
Yeah, normally when we go into places, I have to move directly into melee for the combat, and that's put me in a bad spot a few times now. And I'm tired of getting beat up just to do any kind of damage. I want something that can give me some distance and something that may be able to work well with my lunar dragon friend that you've met, if at all possible.
I can teach you a few tricks. To be honest, my mother and my father were very interesting counterparts to each other. Both of them very much party beings. But one of them specifically was of the moonlight and nighttime, and one was of daytime.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have inherited in my own luck both the ability of solar and lunar magic. Are you looking for versatility and being able to redirect things, or are you looking for just being able to throw stuff at
This particular thing I'm wanting to look for is something to just kind of throw at somebody. Something solar, maybe? He kind of flexes his hand a little bit, just
Give me a second. Well, again, I can teach you something that will be more versatile to where you can bounce it around. Or I could teach you something that is just a straightforward shot. What are you looking for?
something that I could possibly deflect. Something that'll bounce around if need be.
Then I know exactly what you'll need. You want something solar, you want something that can bounce.
Mm-hmm.
How much time are you willing to put into learning this?
Well, I've got downtime. They aren't sending us out for a while after the cult business.
Then we shall start training. I haven't had an apprentice in a very long time.
Alright. And he just kind of smiles and takes off his sword belt and the jacket he's taken to wearing.
And we will pull slowly out of that room where, after a few moments, light starts flashing through the window. Despite being a two-way mirror, it seems to be emitting a fair amount of light in that room. Well, one-way mirror. So that is one of yours down. Okay, Azenov. During that time, you said you were going to sit here and dig through the spell books and propose a date between you, Stella, and
Yep.
Katrina.
Yeah.
Katerina.
They're not.
Okay. So, I will need you to give me a straight intelligence check to see if you can find something.
Int check, and I'm literally going to the completely wrong place. 1 second.
'Cause I don't think you have any spells that would help you here.
Nope. Probably ever. That is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plus 3. So 15.
You do, besides the one from your ancestor, you do see some mentions in some of the logs of some spell books, but they all seem to be either very cursed or locked away, or in the worst case scenario, some of them are missing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'll notate the ones that are missing.
Yeah, the ones
bring
that
them
are
up
missing
my,
don't seem to have any notes, just that they are missing. So somebody was trying to take inventory, but couldn't find them.
And I'll notate any other ones that I also can't find, because that means people have taken them, most likely.
Yeah. Could be that the catalog hasn't been updated in a very long while, or other things are going on.
Could be that family member took it and then died.
Yeah, that happens too. Which means, what would be the shame of if the wild dog had several spell books on it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And you were going to ask Katarina. Are you just going to ask Katarina, or are you going to ask Stella as well?
I'm asking Katarina first. That way she can give me a like, no, I don't. I'd rather not have Stella around, or yeah, sure, Stella can both.
Okay, so how do you want to word that for asking her?
Just as I said it, that was in character.
Okay, because I'm going to see if she
Pull the
reads
card
the
out, look
website.
down at it, and go, you want to go on a date?
Well, what you said was, do you want to go on a date with Stella?
No.
Preferably
I
with
said, do you
Stella.
want to go
specifically.
on a date with me, preferably with Stella as an including, as a +1.
Okay. That's because when you said it, you weren't saying with me, including Stella, which is why I was a little confused too. Because it's like, are you trying to have them go off
Nope.
together as you run off to cause trouble somewhere?
I'm trying to have a date with 3 people.
3 people?
That makes
Who's
a
the
lot more
third?
sense.
Me. I'm the third.
No. But a date with 3 people means that there's 4 people. Who's the third person you're trying to smuggle into this?
One of his split personalities.
It's me, myself, and I don't get along with I.
So what was the song or the meme? Why have 1 bitch when you can have 5?
Then when you marry all
Anyway.
5 of them, that's 5 rings, and I don't know any man who's ever put a ring on and gained power. That's why the Green Lantern is the most unrealistic superhero ever.
Any power, especially willpower.
But, okay, so, you ask Katarina, and she sort of slowly comes out of the car and a puff of smoke, and is like, so you want to go on a date with me, Stella?
Yeah, why not?
But you
I've been
haven't
out with you
asked her.
before. It was real fun. No, I haven't. I was just asking you first.
You know I enjoy a party, but don't you think you should ask the poor girl first?
Could always just drag her along. That might be more fun.
Are you telling me you want your patron to abduct your girlfriend and force her to come along with us?
I doubt she would complain. I'm gonna go grab her. I just wanted to ask you first. You're the one who might be busy. You never know.
I've been sitting in a cart waiting for fun.
I'm trying to give you some fun. I'm fulfilling my part of the bargain here. I'm giving you
Yes, I
something
might-
fun to do.
Yes, I might see you get shot by your girlfriend.
I already know she likes you.
I like her too. Maybe we'll just sit here and go on a date ourselves and leave you behind.
Better for me
Leave
to
the-
get in trouble with.
Leave the dog at home, as they would say.
You're taking away my parental supervision.
I would say how much trouble could you get in without supervision, but I was pretending like I wasn't there for how long?
Yeah, exactly.
So you get to come up on Stella clinging her rifle.
Is Katarina still out, or did she go back into her card to wait?
She's probably out and doing her thing, just listening from a distance, trying to be as discreet as possible.
So Stella, I was thinking on doing something fun while we have some downtime.
Hmm.
Did you want to go on a date with Katarina and I?
Sure.
I'm just thinking of something fun, nothing particular.
Okay.
I just don't think she was thinking I was going to ask her out on a date.
Right.
So we'll come back.
We
to
could go on our own later if you want. It seems like that might be something you're interested in.
Okay. Yeah, what would you have? Anything, what do you have in mind?
There's this lovely little bar that, strong beings can go to without having any problems. I figured there might be a nice place to go.
Yeah, what the hell?
I don't know if that's a bad idea or not.
Eh,
I know there are some people there that aren't exactly friendly, but hey, you know what? We killed one of them, right? So should be okay.
well, can't hurt too much, right?
Nah. We could make it a I would say double date, but that kind of defeats the purpose. You think Damien, in his injured state, might want to take the person with him? Azenroth still has no idea that they're dating. He's trying to be a wingman right now and has no clue.
That actually might be a good idea.
Fun little outing.
Yeah, let's go.
Could reach down to take Stella's hand to help her up.
It's still up. So let's go finish up here and she'll put cleaning supplies away and clear the chamber.
How are we clearing the chamber? Bang!
Just just check the action clear everything away.
All right, I'm gonna go and check on Damien, see if he wants to come with, because last I checked, he was beat the hell up. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and just I use shift in betweens to pop up to Damien's room. I'm very likely going to be coming in from the hallway, not directly from his room.
I wish he'd use the door every now and then.
Today, hallway, not directly in his room.
So are you going to enter the room, or?
I'm going to knock at the door. Like a gentleman. I just go through a doorway, walk to the side, and whoop, upstairs.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, God.
Give someone a heart attack one of these days.
The one roll that I don't mind failing. Hold on a second. Let me see what it'll be. That is going to be a total of 10.
Yeah. You hear Damien cough a little bit and some movement before he goes, give me a minute. After a minute, you see him answering the door in just his pants, and you see the one maid still behind him, seeming to be straightening out her dress a little bit, and it's like, can I help you?
I was wondering if you wanted to go down to the pub. Wait, why is she in your room? Why aren't you wearing a shirt?
She was checking on my injuries to make sure they were healed properly.
You have an insight? Is there insight in your game? Is it just perception?
I believe I did have
Sure,
sense motive.
Okay.
Oh, poor
Which I'm not good at. But I rolled fantastically. Jesus Christ. That is 19 total. And of course that song starts playing.
You can tell he's lying.
Slowly narrow eyes that.
What?
Okay. Tavern. Do you two want to come? Going to go get food. I'm taking my girlfriend and mistress, if you will.
I need you to roll a perception check.
That's 19 total again. I'm wasting all of my good rolls on things that don't matter.
You do hear the maid sit here and go, already did. Yeah, we'd like to come along.
You don't need any more time to finish up in here with your wound checking?
Nope.
Are you sure?
We're both good.
I don't mind. Do I need to put a tie on the door?
No, our wounds are fine. There's nothing going on.
I'm sure you were checking out that gash. He says, walking away. Glad to see you're okay, brother. He says before using shift in betweens to get back downstairs.
Well,
I'm waiting for Azeroth to have a presence almost kind of like Batman for disappearing on people. They're just not looking at him, and all of a sudden he's gone.
That and just suddenly sitting here and appearing like, oh, you and Harley Quinn, eh?
Yeah. Just literally standing next to someone and going, interesting. And they're like, when the hell did you get there? Oh, I've been here the whole time. I've just been standing quietly.
so
When was anyone going to tell me that my brother didn't be made or a thing? He says
Yeah.
straight to Stella.
I figured you would have figured it out. You mean you didn't know?
Yeah, I kind of walked in on them, more or less.
Don't worry, she's an air draconian. It's fun. That'll be great. It'll be wonderful for me.
Anyways, we're all set up. So I'm gonna get cleaned up and then we'll go ahead and go. And he puts his hands together and uses disguise self to shift everything. I don't know if that does clothing too. If it does clothing, then yes.
Yes, it can do clothing, but that doesn't make you any cleaner than what you were previously.
No, I mean cleaner as in cleaned up as in better clothing and attire. I assume this is probably at least a day or two after.
Yeah.
Stella's going to actually dress up for the occasion.
Can I cast disguise? Oh no, it's disguise self. It's not disguise anyone else.
Yes, yes, that reminds me. I should probably add that to the list.
Also, Azeroth seems to have been holding a book this whole time.
And doing some light reading.
Wasn't thinking about it until I was sitting there. He kind of shows essentially what looks like a book with like a silver cross on it. Not necessarily religious looking, but
Did we want to take care of that scene for Luther now?
How much time do you think would have passed since we were
About 2
given the
days.
mission?
About 2 days or so.
That sounds about right then. Yeah, sure.
So go on and ask your things.
I guess where is Azeroth right now then?
And talking to Stella and getting ready and everything. Waiting for Damien and that. Katarina's walking around.
I guess Luther's gonna probably walk up to the door, like knock or whatever, knock to try to get one of them to open. The knock is gonna be more like less kind of frantic almost.
depends on where Stella was. Stella, where were you sitting cleaning your gun?
Uh, probably. Oh, it's probably in my room or something.
Okay, sounds good. I'm giggling at the fact that rocking chair on the porch would have been a valid answer too.
I mean, that's also likely.
With a jug of sweet tea.
Man, there ain't no sweet tea in that jug, boy.
With all the stuff she's having to deal with, she needs more than the sweet tea. This'll put hair on your chest.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a little more than tea in there. There's
Right,
tea
so-
in it.
He's gonna go ahead and open said door, or otherwise.
Yep.
Ah, Luther, hello.
Hi, Asnoth.
What's up?
Let's have a little chat for a moment. About this next mission, real quick. I won't take too much of your time, probably.
Understood.
Yeah.
Do you need
so-
private space?
Yeah, let's do that.
He goes ahead and steps out into the hallway. A little bit awed out by the request to be alone, but he's gonna go ahead and work with it.
So, I need to question you as to why you felt the need for this expedition the need to bring your family member back. Seems a little disrespectful.
How so?
They died in battle. I mean, undoing that would be undoing them fighting for what they believed in. I mean, that just feels kind of, unnecessarily, selfish almost. They died protecting, and they died honorably, and you're undoing that.
My family's dying out.
So has mine for generations.
Mine's not one that's easily brought back to the forefront as well. The amount of knowledge that's to be obtained for Belmont is considerable. I am trying to preserve what little Belmonts are left.
Guess that makes sense.
Even though she's not necessarily nice to me, she is still family to me.
Oh, I didn't realize she was not nice to you that
No,
much. I didn't really pick up on that.
my uncle is dead. According to them, because of me.
Gotcha.
I didn't go on that mission, and they decided to go without me.
And they're blaming you. Why? That makes even less sense.
Child with barely any skills? No idea.
No, like, why would they consider that? That makes even less sense.
Yes.
Luther is just like literally like puzzled at the thought that they would even consider death of a family member to be a bad thing. Death in my family is just celebrated. You would have been celebrated a hero. Died for
No,
the family.
with mine, it's seen as a reduction of family size and a great loss.
I don't know. I mean, I'll help you out on this next mission, but I'm just confused, I guess.
How so? I mean, I understand that, this quote, going to Valhalla type of mentality.
No,
But-
we don't believe in any kind of spiritual afterlife. it's just a matter of dying for the family. I don't know. It just,
She's
that's how you
also a
should go about.
non-combatant.
I guess.
She was there helping when she really more likely shouldn't have been. Either way,
Doesn't, yeah.
still my aunt and means something to me.
I guess, yeah. Can see that. I think the idea of preserving the group makes more sense to me. That
Oh.
meaning something doesn't, though. But I'll think on that.
People, depending on the people, have general inherent value just by being around. She is useful. She has many different. I liken she was a spellcaster, right? Or like an archiver of sorts.
More of the rituals and rites for the family.
Yeah, she carries a lot of knowledge of how the Belmonts operate and passes that on to children or to new members joining. And as well as all the Belmonts are Belmonts, they're related by blood. The only Belmonts that we pull in that aren't related by blood are ones to be married in. So it's a direct line. Every Belmont is direct blood related.
That's interesting.
So my uncle is the other head of the family, and my aunt is someone who was married into the family that he loved. So while she's technically not blood related to me, I do have blood relations to her by any kids that she's had.
Yeah, I guess we do. I mean, we don't really. Direct family members are typically at the top, and then we have a bunch of people at the bottom and who fight for the group. But I can't recall the last time we ever had to bring someone back for any particular reason. Mostly because people who did that were shunned.
If well, I'm going to get the heat of it from my family too, depending on if my aunt says anything about it.
Gotcha. Our family would, to bring someone back that's considered so dishonorable you could be killed.
I'd be shunned, but I already am, so I don't really care how they feel.
That's fair. Interesting concept, though. Well, thanks for the conversation.
Of course.
Just gonna
Good.
walk away calmly after that.
That does bring up a good question, though. And how did my family take her coming back?
Mixed. Remember, out of the family, besides you and Damien, there's literally just your father that's direct blood. Like, technically your mother and your aunt are married in.
Well, I mean,
So-
my mother is direct blood to me.
Yeah. But that's the only way. She was married in, and she's direct blood because of you.
Yep.
So technically, there is the factor of technically whatever their culture would believe the situation would be instead. So there is, learning how the Belmonts see it, but there's also how they might see it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. But it seems kind of mixed, and your aunt seems to be recovering and having a few issues.
I really want her to not be thankful for it too. Honestly, like you
don't know.
motherfucker, you shouldn't have brought me back. How
You
dare
don't know.
you?
She's mostly kind of been keeping in her room and thinking things over.
Mm-hmm.
A lot has happened. She's had a very, very life-changing experience.
Well, then again, it's not. I actually do remember. While Echo Luther knows. Azonoth has not shared this information amongst the rest of his family. So,
Yeah. As far as your family knows, this ultra-powerful being essentially decided to bring her back.
yeah. Hello. I am friends of the family. I want this one to be alive again.
So yeah. So the family doesn't really know what did.
That's true. But I also don't care if they do know, because it would end up in a situation where Azonoth just is like, I'm making choices that are bettering the family. I don't really care. She's brought back in a way that's positive, not negative.
Yeah. And your brother not sitting here and marrying certain kinds of draconians is... It can tell you that he's already not in the whole tradition mentality.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can bring whoever you want into the family is my thought process, but apparently my dad's is probably the draconian a thought process of you can only have draconians of a specific type.
Well, I mean, they are the best at hunting, most creatures that you guys hunt.
Yeah.
But no, so...
Outdated traditionalist.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to glaze over the whole date thing, but I was thinking of just off-screening that anyways.
Yep. That's gonna take us to a couple days later after you guys are done with a lot of that stuff. Which Victor was going to go back to the archives and check what was going on at the archives. And there seems to be a bunch of people moving around with all sorts of scrolls and everything. It seems like they have had an influx of new material and reading material and everything from someplace. Some of the scrolls looking old, some of them looking like they were recently written down as if to make a copy or something.
He comes in and looks around, like Scamp following in tow, like a foot or two ahead.
Yeah, even though you guys gave back your guys' little mech armor things to Damien to work on, except for you, Scamp still has his. Yeah, because you guys each had a magic item, and yours was just your boosted thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Victor walks to his desk, he makes a mental note that he needs to clean it out, since it doesn't seem he's going to be here very much, and will be working from the field.
Yeah.
He kind of looks through the stack there, just to see if there's anything that appears to be interesting.
You do have on your desk a couple of letters from back home. They seem to have come during the last couple of missions. And you have a urgent inquiry as well from your uncle. Which one would you probably start with?
He will look at the letters from back home. He hadn't gotten anything from them in quite a while.
At first, it seems like a general well checkup for the first couple that got through. And then there's a little gap in time. And as you're reading a couple of them, you notice that they're mentioning weird things happening around town and people going missing. In the last one, you find out that one of your sisters had gone missing, and the other one had been sent away. And it seems like they went missing the same way that a lot of the people are going missing in the town. Just one night they're there, and then the next morning they're gone.
His stomach just drops. It seems that some of his worst fears are coming true. He puts the letters into a pocket and then opens up the urgent message from his uncle.
A lot of it seems gibberish to begin with. And give me an intellect check. This should be your strong suit, so very low chance of your character not understanding it.
$19.
Okay. It takes you one or two read-overs because of having to put things together, but the general gist of it seems to be mentioning something about some cults of the Eight coming back, and them trying to sit here and take over and sort of tip the balance in their favor. It also mentions something about the Fey realm seems to be making a move for power, too. Seems like everything's trying to make a move for the material plane. And that perhaps the old legends aren't quite old legends. They're actually based on truth or something.
Alright, he files that away as well, and he gets up and walks towards his uncle's office.
As you enter, you see that the old board that had the whole string theory thing on the Sanctum is tipped over and everything. It's smashed, but there's now pages taped to his walls and pressed into cork boards and into wooden frames around the room. And he seems to be sitting here and writing on a large sheet of paper, like the kind they would use for blueprints and whatnot. And he's trying to sit here and make sense of a bunch of things. And as you come in, he seems almost frantic and engrossed in what he's working on.
So he walks in quietly if he can and gets up behind him. We need to talk.
He kind of jumps a little bit, holding his chest, and he's like, "My boy, we do need to talk. There's a problem. I think that your family not only is in danger, but there's more going on, more moves being done. Those weirdos over at the Sanctum sent a bunch of scrolls and books to us I didn't anticipate them trying to sit here and send us stuff. And Victor, what have you done?"
Me? Everything in my power to protect you. They know who you are, Uncle. And they know you are wise. What they also know is that this archive has an amazing reputation. Some of the smartest people in the continent are here. And if information needs to be copied, transcribed, transferred, we are the ones you send things to. What we haven't done, he gestures to the papers and boards on each of the walls. What we want to do is stop it. I was sent away a long time ago. Be honest with me and tell me why.
We thought it was just old wives' tales, me and your father. Old tales that the old ladies would tell us when we were acting up.
He pulls out that book that he's been writing stuff in and starts to write.
They, your
What
sister
old?
came back after vanishing. People who vanish come back several days later, and they're different.
Different how?
They act different. There's no expression. It's almost like everything emotional is sapped from them. It's like they are mimicking who the person was. And this led me to understanding that a lot of the old myths aren't myths. And then there's some event that was happening in another continent with the Belmont clan.
What do you know about that?
That was one of the cults of the Eight. They're starting to mobilize. They're starting to try to sit here and get their sort of not exactly ruler or god, but their embodiment to be the most powerful. And that requires wiping out the opposition and everything. The idea is as old as good versus evil, fire versus water. It's what the whole concept of magic was based off of, and it seems like they're trying to do it. But some of these older texts that they haven't been able to translate, that I've been getting help with, it's, if it happens, Victor, we won't exist. If one side wins, everything tips into nothing. It's like we're balanced on a pin.
Yeah, but all it takes to change that balance is for people or groups of people to fight. The Sanctum is fighting. You translating those texts are fighting.
It's not
You-
just the Sanctum.
You are trying to keep that balance and keep it from going to one side or the other. What other groups do you know that are involved in this on our side?
Most of the names have been kind of stricken out for the old files that they had at the Sanctum. Some of them are even noted in some of the logs as deceased. Some of them have been purposely wiped. It seems like they wiped certain members so that they couldn't be tracked down or associated with them anymore, to try to hide some people. Beyond that, there are some extraplanar beings that seem to be intent on trying to stop these things from happening. I had this strange man reach out to me recently. He called himself, what was it? The Weller Man?
Huh? Describe him to me.
His skin's almost blue as the sea, and his hair is... It's silver, but has like a foamy, like sea green in it. It's almost like the sea foam. He smells like the ocean.
That's interesting.
But there was something off about him. I think you guys are getting pulled into something far worse than I thought I was sending you into.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm in a fight. My friends are in the fight. I'm gonna see it through. And I'm gonna learn all the way. My family has a history of ending up in these fights and seeing it through. Me, the boy they tried to make an archivist, the boy that is an archivist, I'm in the fight all the same. There's more to you than meets the eye. Victor's trying to figure out something about his uncle. There seems to be more there, like he's older, more knowledge, more power than he's been letting on. So he's gonna do a perception check. Just
Are you
to
doing a sense motive?
Yeah, he's trying to figure it out, and not necessarily. It's still an intelligence check, right?
Sense motive is wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah, perception's wisdom too, so.
Alright. And he rolls a 24. You're more than somebody my uncle met in the war.
You start to kind of look over everything. How he has no children, how everyone seems to treat him like he's older and whatnot than even you knew. And how some of the things weren't really adding up. The old elf kind of looks over you and is like, what makes you say that?
I have been places and I've seen things since I was here permanently. I've grown and I have learned quite a bit. And there's more to you than I saw before.
Roll me a raw magic check.
Right, which is a intelligence?
Nope. It's going to be with your magic stat.
Ooh. An 11.
Okay.
You want a boon for that?
I'll take one.
I mean, there's also the daily rerolls.
True.
14.
Okay. You notice that you notice something you haven't really noticed before because it was being hidden pretty well. Your uncle has a lot of magic around him. And seems to be emanating magic.
He just kind of nods. Okay. I feel that you have abilities I've never seen from you. And I've lived with you for near 15 years from the last 15 years. I've been around magicians for months now.
So really wouldn't do any good to continue to tell you that I'm just your father's friend and a normal old man.
Both things can still be true. But there's more to you beyond that. You were old. Very old before you met my father.
Yes. Sometimes I forget how old I am.
I can see how that could be possible. But I'm starting to learn some magics myself.
Then perhaps I should tell you, if you feel like you can, why don't you try to dispel me?
Alright.
You see how strong you've become, Victor.
When he pulls out the tier 9 dispel magic spell, right?
These aren't his uncle's probably got a tier 12 counter spell.
There is no
Banishes
jump up,
them off
so-
the world.
Yeah, but he probably breaks the game. Alright, so he just kind of sits there looking at him and rolls an 18.
As you dispel the magic, you feel a shift in gravity as well. As if something's pulling you up as well as pulling down. And
Whoa.
what was once an old wood elf in your uncle's large observatory turns into a giant viper with white and gray scales that seem to shimmer almost like silver as he curls around the light fixture at the top and looks down at you.
Yeah, I just learned this spell only a few weeks ago.
You're doing quite well.
You tend to have to pick up things pretty quickly in my role.
Yes. It's been ages since I've let somebody see me in this form. Even your father hasn't seen this. So I will request that you keep it hidden.
Your secret is safe with me, Uncle. I'm keeping a few secrets for people.
And with that, you see the gravity seem to shift as he turns back into his elvish form. Robes coming out, the gray and silvers. So, to tell you simply, me and my brothers have been here for a very long time. I've seen the cult of the Eight sit here and do this over and over. I didn't know that they were still so active. I thought the last group of adventurers had actually wiped them entirely out, but it seems they missed a few. Either that or the planes are conscribing new people.
What would he know of what I've been up to?
You can ask him.
So, we've established that your knowledge is far greater than anyone here knows. What kind of things do you know I've been up to?
I know that you've been studious in your studies. You've been hardworking even in the field, but I know that they sent you out to work with the Bells. I know you've been dealing with the cult of the Umbral Plains. Honestly, my siblings and I are not really looking for the plains to win this battle. They win, existence ceases, and we don't get to have fun. We don't get to exist. Our children don't get to propagate. And the likelihood of any of our children becoming like us, smarter, wiser, through their age becomes, well, impossible.
Victor just kind of nods.
The problem is it takes hundreds of years to even get to the point where we got. And we came from a plane that was far more hostile. But we found going to all these planes, and even the elemental planes, gave us a strange adaptation. To be honest, I'd love to work with you on a lot of that eventually, but you need to take care of her. They are in a lot of danger.
Yeah. We met somebody over in the land of the Belmonts that said as much. The moment they said it, it's like I knew.
Who was this being?
Their name, for the moment, truly escapes me. But put it this way, you would have been coiled around their head up there.
It's one of the giant king. Interesting.
Victor just kind of shrugs.
Well, if you remember, make sure to tell your dear uncle I still see you as my nephew.
I know. I still see you as my uncle. I mean, you let me live with you for how many years now?
True. Now, for one further secret, Remember the dove that I used to send messages to your family? And how
Yeah.
they usually vanish for a little while.
Yeah.
That's me.
You just wanted to fly around for a little bit.
Yes. Each of my brothers, we have humanoid forms and animal forms. We like to hide and blend in.
I don't blame you.
Allows us a little bit of fun. I used to live in that part of the land, but just I wanted to get to some place that I could do more, learn more.
Well, you picked a good spot for it.
Not as good as my brother Galvani has, but it's a good place. So, I guess we'll have to see how all this unfolds. As I get more information, give it to you and the sanctuary.
Yeah. The Sanctum will know how to get it to me wherever I'm at. He smiles and thanks his uncle for his time and walks off looking for Scamp. He remembers to grab his book and his quill, his pen, and heads out.
And I think Echo, you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright. I just a bit out of it.
Yeah. If you need to go, that's okay.
Alright, I might just dip from here.
Yeah.
I think Luther's arc for the stream is ended, so
Sort of. I have one other thing that's going to happen with you, but I can do that behind the scenes.
okay. Cool. I'm gonna dip then. See ya.
Get better.
I will. Thanks.
Take care.
Have a good one if you can.
So then, next up is Azana, going for that fun thing. After your little
What
drinking
fun thing? I don't know
binge.
what you're talking about. I don't have any terrible plans.
So, you get back to that town that you were trying to get back to. And, you guys don't know exactly where to track those people down. Where would you go to try to find them?
I was thinking of possibly conscripting like a message spell to be cast.
So there
That
are
way I could
contacts in
scan
town
the-
that you could try to use as well. Or sort of in town.
True. Like I said, I was thinking on just conscripting a message spell through Sanctum of Stability.
Oh, okay. So you're just going to message him to the Sanctum, gotcha.
Yeah.
Let's see what kind of mood your message receives. Who the heck?
My message would most likely be I am looking to meet with you once more upon past agreements.
She responds with, "I'll meet you at Kenneth's farm."
I will go ahead and go there then, if I can. That's the
Totally
Guild of
normal human dude named Kenneth
Yeah.
Shepard?
Mm-hmm. That one.
Yeah. The totally normal human dude. So you get to Kenneth's place. Are you taking anyone with you?
I have a feeling I'm going to intentionally not take anyone with me because I know exactly what I'm doing. The question is, does anyone notice that Asenath is trying to slip away?
Well, that would be a stealth check versus Everett.
Mm-hmm.
Certain people aren't even there, so.
Yeah, it would just be Stella and the family.
Hmm.
Depending on what I got a decently high roll, so after my I'm gonna see if I want to fail the roll or not, depending on what Stella gets, and choose to get something lower if Stella wants to see.
Yeah. That's going to be a 20 on my end.
We meet
23.
23. All right, you actually beat mine then. Mine was a 20.
So, what's Stella gonna do and seeing Asenath trying to sneak off?
What are you doing? Where are you going?
I want to say caught in the act of like opening a portal at the sanctum or something. More than likely. Just immediately freezes. I was gonna go visit a friend.
Friend. What?
I'm gonna immediately fail that deception check.
Oh. Azzy. What the hell? What's going on?
You remember the Leshy?
I don't think I was there for that.
Well, I think we might have told you about it either way.
What about the Leshy?
I'm friends with a hag there.
What? Why? Why?
Why what?
Why? First of all, why do you trust a hag?
I don't.
You made a deal with a hag.
I
That is.
have not yet made a deal with the hag.
As
Asenath, I do need a perception check.
And I'm on fire for rolls today. 13, and then 18 total.
Okay. So you notice that Damien's girlfriend's there watching you as well.
At the sanctum, or no? I could be trying to get to the sanctum and have gotten caught sneaking away. I think that would actually be better.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was you trying to get to the sanctum to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you do see Damien's girlfriend just kind of standing there.
Just gonna kind of briefly make eye contact with.
You both notice her. I will say, however, Stella does notice Damien off in the shadows. He beat your 18, but he did not beat 23.
So still briefly glances in his direction. Then back at Azzy. What's going on with this hag? What's
God damn it! Why does everyone have to notice when I'm trying to leave to do something?
Because it makes for funny moments, that's why.
Every time I try to do something quietly under the table without notice, everyone seems to suddenly be there, breathing down my neck.
At least it's not your father.
Victor's watching this through long distance scry window.
Just happened to be watching.
Popcorn at hand.
Literally everyone in the family is just kind of hiding behind a corner.
I was in a Skype call.
You have a right to ask. You're fine, but I'm surprised anyone else happens to be here. He moves up to Stella and whispers to her because they have other ears here. I mean to go and talk to the hags about getting a spell book.
What? In exchange for what?
I've already given everything I need to.
Be careful.
You may come with me if you want. You already caught me in the act.
All right.
I can just see that Aznath going, all right, I'm gonna go use the bathroom, and then wanders off, and Stella's like, I don't believe that.
Stella grabs her rifle. All right. I better go with you.
All right, good one. He looks over at the maid and does a little salute and grabs Stella and goes through the portal. I am gonna go ahead and just time skip to seeing them. I don't know if we're followed or what you might want from that, but I figured I'd skip ahead a little bit to make it easier.
Oh yes, I forgot. I muted myself because you were out in the kitchen.
Sorry.
And it was coming through.
I have a tendency to wander. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So when you get there, you hear you see the nice golden wooled sheep with the rosy eyes that are chained up, and you see the normal sheep in the pen, and you see the slight damage to, the silo that's being repaired, and instead of a man in bandages, you see what looks like a slightly buff guy in overalls and a flannel shirt with a straw hat, long like graying hair, a long gray beard, and wearing sunglasses. glasses.
Hey, Kenneth. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, it's nice to no longer be in that bed.
Yes. I would have brought you more if I could.
You have a guest that showed up here?
Yes. I have plans to speak with her about a book. He says, kind of glancing towards the ground to kind of give an indication it's more than a book.
She told me that you were cashing in a favor.
I am.
A little wisdom from somebody who's dealt with hags for as long as I have. Be careful.
Planned on it. But I'm a gambling man. It's kind of what I do.
You'll find her in the kitchen. I'm going to continue to feed my children.
Understood? He gives him a smile. I hope your hunting and general feeding time is beneficial and easy.
But it's never so fun when you get the wildlife so easily.
Yeah.
As you walk inside, you see the old hag is no longer in her usual hag form. She seems to have disguised herself to look more human, but her skin is still fairly green, and she smells less of decay in that and more like almost like an herb garden. And she looks over at you and is like, So what is it you wanted to cash in?
First things first, and I forgot to mention this, but I do want to have done this beforehand. I'm going to produce the chocolate bar for her if I can.
She looks at
Thanks
the
for-
car, and it's like,
Thanks for being around. This is just to show appreciation.
You're a clever boy. She puts her hand out, slowly waiting for the chocolate bar.
And I don't see any reason why I shouldn't give her a chocolate bar. So, especially having stated what the intent of the chocolate bar is.
So she takes it and slowly opens it to take a piece to have with her tea, and it's like, So,
Besides from just seeing you, my intent for the meeting is rather direct. I find myself looking for more capacity for spellcasting than I can memorize. And I know that you had a great number of spells you were using with Leshy. And I am unsure if you'd be willing to share some of that knowledge, specifically in the form of a book. I would like a spell book.
I have plenty
Yeah.
of spell books I've gotten over the years. Some of them were traded to me. I could part with one. I do owe you a favor.
Yes, it's what I was hoping to collect on. As for that, I will say I do want to favor a book that you might be more interested in possibly giving me one. I do have an interest in hag magic, so
Hag magic isn't something that you simply learn. It's in the blood.
understood.
Do you know why most hags are women?
No, I can't say I do.
Because hag magic itself comes from more magical practices that more female inclined to. There are male versions of hags, but they're usually far less kind. Their deals are usually more strict, and they will usually kill people for fun.
Yes.
So, technically, most hags have that inclination too, but the male counterparts of our kind tend to be far more destructive. We prefer the weird things, they just prefer to destroy things and make things weird.
Well,
But you can try your luck and put your hand into my bag. She puts a strange purse onto the table and opens it. And it's like, and whatever book you pull out, you may walk away with.
I'm gonna. I would like to try to sense her motivation.
I will say I was considering a spell book that might be more beneficial for you as well, but we'll see. I guess luck of the draw.
Yes, and you will roll a luck check indeed.
I figured I would.
The real reason why I added luck as a stat in my game.
Been a wild
I
card.
went from a 9 and a 5 to a 9 and a 9 because I got the boon. I don't think I need to re-roll either one of those.
Okay. Well then.
Let me
And-
see. Luck added on to that.
And Stella
Plus 4.
Okay, so you're at 22. Stella, you wanted to do a sense motive on her?
Yeah.
Fellow sense motivating as Noth is already reaching into the bag.
22.
She's more of doing this for the humor. Now, as you put your hand into the bag, you keep on going. You start to feel some books in there. And then the bag clamps down on your arm a second before she starts petting it and going, "It's okay, darling, it's okay." Okay.
Somehow I was not I was prepared for that mentally myself, so
I need you to roll a d8.
sorry, trying to grab food. Let's see. Dice. Where's my box? Of course, the first thing I roll, I drop. 5.
You pull out a strange looking book. It seems to have fur on it. Seems to be black fur. And smell almost like a dog.
Nice.
The runes,
I give the book a pet.
The runes on it seem to be written in an older tongue and seems to be inlaid with copper. Now, you give the Book of Pets. Let's roll something. Nothing happens. You just pet the fuzzy book. And she goes, "Oh, that one. That one has a lot of interesting magic that you might specialize in."
Care to share, or would you rather leave the mystery for me?
I'll leave most of it mystery, but that's from a very powerful moon mage and bound in his flesh.
Why is it bound in his own flesh?
Because it was stolen by a hunter that then skinned him using his own magic to keep him in form and put it on there.
That sounds terrible.
Yes, horrible way for a werewolf to go.
Please tell me it wasn't a Belmont that did that.
No, I don't think it was. You guys tend to be of the more scary persuasion. Don't you?
We do.
You know, you look very similar to your great-great-grandfather.
Oh no. Not the first time I've heard that type of thing.
Well, he was a bit of a womanizer, but I wasn't one of his victims. My sister, on the other hand.
Asimov looks back kind of timidly over at Stella. Yep, it runs in the family.
So you have fun with that book there. And do be careful with it. It has some neat little features that I haven't used in a very long time.
I appreciate the warning. I'll open it with the intent that it might bite me.
I mean, if you technically bind to it, you shouldn't have to worry. A blood binding should be more than enough to keep it, satisfied, so to speak.
Fair. I appreciate your time, and unless you want to sit and have tea with me, I won't waste any more of yours.
I wouldn't mind the company. This tea is rather lovely.
Stella, do you want to sit and have tea as well?
I think we should be getting back.
Do you mind if I stay for at least a little while just to be friendly? We're amongst friends.
That's why I chose neutral ground, so you could feel safer.
Okay, fine. Stella will sit down.
Now, one more caveat. When you're doing the blood binding, make sure that you do get a little bit of blood on your hand and put it on the last page. It will help the book remembering your sentiment.
Understood. I'll hold off on opening it until then.
Silent. He tends to be a grumpy thing.
I look forward to finding out. I think I have a friend that you might get along with.
Sounds so interesting. What did you find? What kind of friend are we talking?
He looks down and speaks in Draconic. Ma, do you mind showing yourself for a little bit?
So the maw shows itself for a second, looks at the hag, and then sinks back into the shadows. And the hag seems to stare and go, "Oh. Oh my. Is that the Maw of the Abyss?"
A family companion, yes.
I haven't seen him in so long.
Don't tell me. The Maw of the Abyss and my ancestor, two of the people that you know of.
Oh yes, I do know. I know a bit about them. I know a bit of the origin of the Maw of the Abyss. But that's the kind of knowledge that requires payment.
None that I have anything of value to give at the moment.
Maybe later you'll ask for it. Or maybe later you'll find it out.
The only thing I have of value to give at the moment is time for tea and company.
Yes. That seems fine. So, a few hours go by. And then you guys return to the sanctum. Everyone is there. Balthazar seems to have done a bunch of paperwork. And seems to have gotten some scrolls brought forward for Draven. And
Yeah, Victor is actually there working on some of the scrolls already. He has shown Balthazar the notes that he took down in the book when his uncle was telling him about things.
which means Balthazar is off trying to confirm things and get more information. Balthazar's essentially recently been given a, "Here's my number." So. Going through it, you do notice that there are missing peoples more recently. There's weirdness happening in the woods around the nation too, as if the things have been getting worse. Originally, a lot of the accounts are closer to some of the towns, and it seems like it kept on spreading out. So there's no telling if it's just something finally spread to that area, so it came from somewhere else, or if one of the towns is the origin point of the weirdness.
Yeah. So Victor's already there when everybody kind of shows up.
So, yeah, you guys show up. It's starting to become that one meme.
Mm-hmm.
I specifically requested that everyone has fun. Why is no one having fun?
He sees them. He sees them coming in, so he kind of puts his stuff up and walks up to them. I had some very interesting downtime. How did yours go?
Interesting as well.
He just kind of gestures to the stack of scrolls and pages of notes in his other, like between his arm and his chest. I've been in my former element.
Good place for downtime. Have I already done the binding ritual for the book, or
Oh, that's up to you, have you?
I would like to have done it pretty much as soon as possible. And I will say that basically what I am going to do for it, knowing that it's going to require blood, I come with a bloody hand. And probably a meat stack, just in case.
I see you still have our friend. He just kind of notices the stack of meat.
Well, I would have probably already done the binding for the book, but meat probably would still be there. Yes, Ma's gotten kind of hungry recently.
I imagine. How did your break go, Stella?
Good. Never had a nice date.
2 dates.
Well, for all of the trouble he gives you,
Amount of trouble.
yep,
But no,
It's in the blood, I swear.
No, we had a good time.
You have to balance the bad luck with the good luck. So far, I have a whole bunch of bad luck, and sometimes occasional points of good luck.
you know, at a certain point when the cards just keep not going your way on a given night, you leave the table, man.
Yeah.
Making
A couple people are
frenemies,
trying to make me leave the table.
making frenemies where we go. I swear.
Hey, that hag was really nice.
Victor just kind of laughs. He's good at that, I've noticed.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Jeez.
They're all friends of mine.
Do you guys have anywhere specific you want to go within the sanctum, or should we find Balthazar?
I had one other thing I wanted to do on downtime, but I can't remember what it was.
I suppose we should find Balthazar. Find anything out?
So yeah, you guys gonna... Oh. Raven?
Oh. Ma, spit him out.
That's a quinky dink.
And all of my friends wording. That's a 4.
That's a vor. This is a vor. Hmm. Oh.
Hmm?
Seems Draven's computer just died.
Oh.
Say died, or just died?
I'm checking that.
Good time for a, Oh, nah. We can sit here and entertain chat.
Yeah, we might call it soon anyways.
Fair enough. That's a good enough reason to call it.
Yeah.
I would check to see if that's what he wants, so. Or you just, end up not being here when he gets back, so to speak.
First trying to see if it was power or whatnot. Okay.
There he's back.
Let me guess.
Oh, good.
Hang on, I gotta fix you again.
All good,
Let
no
there be
worries.
life.
All right. As we were saying, should we find Balthazar at this point?
Yeah,
We were going to go to the Elven lands because of disappearances, if I remember that right. I forgot what Lycos said to me.
Disappearances and weird happenings.
You can research the area, but I'm not sure how much we would be able to really research besides hearing what's currently going on.
Victor just kind of gestures to all of the scrolls and papers. Yeah. You've just had your past come back to haunt you in some ways. He just kind of nods.
Not all of my past, but yes.
This one hits kind of close to home.
Understood. Maybe I could find out your secrets and give you a ribbing about them.
I've kind of earned one. Especially
I've debated, because of the current situation, I've debated on switching my name. But it might be a good idea to have my stage name and real name stay completely separate, too.
Yeah.
Or maybe it would be a good idea to have the B word come out and gain some publicity around for certain people.
Maybe. So we get to his office. Is he there?
No. He seems to be MIA right now.
Alright. Victor comes in anyway. I have some information for you about this Elven Lands thing we got going on.
Well, he's not there, so.
Right. He's telling Azonoth and Stella what he knows,
Okay. Yeah.
what he's copied down.
And you guys do notice a key with a note underneath it on the table, but that's about it.
So, yeah, it seems that the Fey realm is kidnapping people and sending back mimics. They appear to be the people. They're not. They're just blank.
That's
Doppelgangers. Interesting.
worrying.
And they're getting much more aggressive about what they're doing. My people and the people of the Fey realm, they would travel back and forth somewhat. And there's some fear that this is connected to the cults of eight, which we've already started to deal with. We just feel like, as far as I've found, it's groups working on the Fey side of things to bring entities forth now. They took my sister and sent her.
Shit. Sorry. Lightning just went off over here and just shook the entire house.
Probably trying to get you for all
Oh.
the packs you be making, boy.
I saw the
Sheesh.
flash too. Jeez.
I didn't see the flash. I just felt the
Wow.
whole thing go through me. I'm like, no joke. Like, my hair's standing on end over here.
Ooh,
That sounded interesting.
yeah, they took
Did you
my
actually hear it on the
sister
mic?
Yep.
and sent back a mimic. My parents have sent my other sister away. They thought this was just all old wives' tales that mothers would tell unruly children. But it seems they're true.
Interesting. Well, worth investigating, of course. Disappearances are not good.
Not at all. He reaches over and looks at the key in the paper.
It seems to be a note from Balthazar. Sent her in detailing that the key is the key to the door to get there, but that he had to make some calls about some of the information you gave him and find out what's going on.
Okay. He hands the note to Azeroth and let him look at it. Well, do you guys want to read through some of the stuff I've got here, or?
Still, skill. Yeah, I'll skim through it.
He hands Stella some of the paper. Just like,
I'd be interested in looking, yep.
and he hands over about a third of the stack as well, and picks up what he'd already been kind of looking at.
So you guys going to do research before going?
A little bit, yeah.
I think this would be a good part to pause. Where did that go?
And when I have the chance, I would love to see what's in that spell book. But I'm not going to rush you on that because, random spell book needs random spells, and if the DM doesn't already have it prepared, it's kind of hard to just make it pull up all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I have a general gist of what should be in there, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, call there. Find a person to raid, unless anyone has a suggestion.
I do not have anyone doing anything tabletop related, but I do have 2 people online who might be a good target. You know one of them.
People we raided last time seem to be setting on blade.
And DM, do you mind the 2?
Let's see what you got going on, dear. Oh, yes, yes. Okay. Oh, because they just started a few minutes ago. Okay. Let's go over there. It's been a while since I've rated them. We're going to go see our lovely friends. I gotta remember how to spell Mighty Mouse real quick for and hang out with them. What are they playing? There's the question. They're playing Lethal Company. So we should get some good laughs as they run around scared.
Exactly.
You guys have good nights. Be good to yourselves and be good to each other. Don't get in any trouble. And if you do, give us a call.
Good night.
Later, guys.
Later.